I guess I'd like to be remembered as someone who helped change the face of bass guitar, and being probably the only bass guitarist that hasn't been copyable.
This man changed rock music forever. One of the most influential bassists of all time, John Entwistle. Famously known as the Ox, John Entwistle was an iconic bassist known for The Who, one of rock's most highly influential bands. Entwistle's aggressive lead-style playing, which was the opposite of a typical bass role, made the bass as prominent as the guitar in The Who's music, inspiring millions of bassists, such as myself, to take up the instrument. What's up? I'm Andrew Freed from Bass Freedom, and today we're gonna deep dive on Entwistle's bass playing on one of the most iconic tracks, My Generation, released in 1965. If this is your first time here, please note that this is going to be very detailed. My Generation also featured one of the first bass solos in rock history. And I can't wait to hear it and play it for you. Are you ready? Let's go. The Who made a dramatic entrance to America with this My Generation performance on the Smother Brothers Comedy Hour. Let's go. Pretty good quality. There's our boy. So they don't seem to be clearly playing. Now, I never knew why he stuttered. But the drums aren't really matching. It sounds great. Yeah. Seems like he's really playing that though. Always looks so bored. All right, let's stop there. So in this performance, the band was miming. Keith Moon clearly doesn't do a good job, but the other players do a good job of it. It's very standard back in the day on TV to play to a backtrack. What I'm interested in is it's not that they're just playing to the studio track, they're playing to something else. So if you know any information about this, please let me know below. They're clearly not playing over the studio track, which sounds like this. So before we dive into the bass line, it's essential to understand that Entwistle was a very aggressive player. It's almost like if slap bass met fingerstyle. He sort of attacked the strings with his fingers. He's very versatile. He'll play with all fingers, literally 1, 2, 3, 4, and he'll use a pick when he wants as well. Because of this aggression, it leads to a very percussive approach. If you take away the bass solo, My Generation is pretty simple, but there's other Entwistle bass lines you gotta check out. He's just a beast. As for his tone, he would clearly crank the treble, the high end of the frequencies, and along with his aggressive striking to the bass, it really cuts through. He was actually one of the first bassists to use roto-wound strings, helping to design them actually. And he wanted a brighter tone to complement the trebly lead bass style before he settled on a set that became known as the Swing Bass 66 strings. Do you know them? I heard that he would change the strings before every show to maintain maximum crispiness, and with low action clearly, it created this Entwistle iconic tone. All right, let's start with the intro. What we have here is we're just moving back and forth, simple chords between a fast-paced tempo, G and F power chords. There are numerous breaks before the stuttering vocals come in. It's important for you to know that Entwistle often improvised a lot of his bass lines when you compare the studio track to live tracks and all his performances. So while we just had that 2-note bass line, in other live videos, I've seen him get a little busier and do this. I've also heard him double the really cool Pete Townsend guitar part. But it's simple. G to F, sometimes he'll throw in the minor third to G with the bass line. Just a little bit of variety, but it doesn't get much more simple than this. Hey, if you like this, then give it a like. I appreciate you, and if you learned anything else, consider subscribing. That is a free way to help grow and sustain my channel and encourage me to want to keep doing these bass breakdowns for you. Again, I appreciate you. All right, bass solo time. So it's built around the G minor blues scale and the G minor pentatonic scale. Very common, simple scales for fills, soloing, just in general. And it's different in the live performance compared to the studio track. What I want to show you is what he does on the studio track, which is of course that legendary solo. So I read that he tracked this on a Fender Jazz bass, which I have as well. The studio track. So good. All right, so let's break this down. He's got 4 bass breaks, and the first one is just a G minor pentatonic riff. If I literally play G minor pentatonic, you can clearly hear where this derives from. Then it's just making it musical. So the next phrase is where the minor blues scale comes in. Just like pentatonic, if I play it up and down, you can hear where it derives from. These scales, you don't have to do anything and it already sounds good. So by making it a little more musical, you're good to go. The following part is still following these rules. It just gets a little more rhythmically challenging. Then of course that ending part has the really fast notes that require me to use 3 fingers. Entwistle's really attacking his strings. I can't really play like that. I've seen him use a pick too in other performances. That's just a great way to cap off an iconic bass solo. For such a big hit, it's obviously rare and still rare to have a bass solo within it, and it's really stayed true throughout the years. It's still awesome, and every bass player has got to learn this solo. Harmonically, it's simple, yet still Entwistle manages to make it powerful and perfect. Let's see where it goes from there. It's a short song. Oh, that was awesome. Look at what Townsend does here. Clearly the drums are fake. Watch Keith Moon here. Look at the drummer. You literally heard an entire fill and he just stops. So this is for TV, but Townsend does a sick little fill there. Let's keep going. Extra stuttery. Keith Moon may be the most interesting drummer I've ever laid eyes on. Whoa, it's a little different. Oh, you see some smoke going on in the background. So this is the outro. It's a little different than the studio track. So Entwistle, oh my God, wait. Entwistle's just chilling there. Oh! Oh my God. That did not look good.
A few moments later.
All right, so I had to just research what the heck happened there. Keith Moon, put explosives in his bass drum, and it clearly exploded without them knowing it would be that aggressive. And apparently Keith Moon got hurt. Pete Townshend's hair was singed, and it even knocked out an actress, or an actress fainted backstage or something. That was crazy. Oh my God. You could see Keith Moon grabbing his arm. Watch the explosion. Look here. Now watch Keith Moon walk off stage. See, he's grabbing his arm. What the heck? And Townshend's right in the front. Dude, he gets rocked. Just now watch him right here. Oh my God. Dude, I'm shocked that didn't freaking kill him or burn his ear off. These guys are crazy. Anyhow, if you're a bassist looking for structure and a clear course that I created, then you need Bass Freedom. It's a comprehensive journey featuring over 400 lessons organized into 11 structured levels. Each level builds on the last, so you'll know exactly what to work on next. Through these courses, I will help you evolve to a confident player, understanding the fretboard, think less when playing, develop a better ear, and develop a solid foundation of theory. Are you ready to start understanding the why? Really exciting news. There's now multiple ways you can get started on your Bass Freedom journey. This version is a little different. In the studio track, there's a couple key changes that happen. Why don't you all fade away? So we go to A to G here. It's up a whole step, the equivalent of 2 frets, moving from G to F to A to G. There's another key change. This time we've moved up 1/2 step from A to G, now to B flat to A flat. Where they went to in the live track was right to the outro, where Keith Moon's kind of going off. It's this part. So right before they started banging everything, this is the outro. Entwistle's getting a little more busy here. He's playing around with the minor third of C, as well as fiddling around with C minor pentatonic. He loves his pentatonic. This is what he's doing. Great song, iconic bass solo. Entwistle is someone that you really should study if you are an aspiring bassist. His rock and roll aggressiveness to the bass, pushing the boundaries of what we're supposed to be doing, his versatility with his fingers and using a pick. This was just an early example of how great this man was. Definitely an incredible band. I really wish that I got to see him back in the day. But yeah, Entwistle, an absolute freaking legend. Thanks so much for being here watching this breakdown with me. If you want to see other bass detailed breakdowns, check out one of these videos, click one of these playlists, subscribe if you don't already. Let me know, what do you want to see me do next? I appreciate it. I'll see you next time. Peace.